Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland, off hit an exciting 1 vs 1 from the GCS2 tournament. Ascending east, the Eastern Front, 1944. Bag ration is in full swing. The Germans on the defense as the Russians unleash another vicious wave. In the south, we got Refero fighting here for the Soviet Union Socialism. Comrade Stalin and the 12th Tank Corps. In the north, we got Stuve fighting here for the Oberkommando, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here with the 3rd Panzer Division. And we got here Armored Assault Tactics Tank Hunter and got motor with Penal Trooper Sniper and Scout Car Bulletins for fast production and noteworthily versus Spec Ops there for Stuve with double infantry and medical kits. We got 2 opponents rushing here for the Eastern Fuel. Pointing to by the full screen, so Stuve here is making a very aggressive push here for the Eastern Fuel, as Refero is going for a slightly less aggressive start here with double units, like to, of course, build up and go for penal troopers while still ensuring it doesn't fall too far behind on map control, though Stuve here with the Kuvan is certainly going to try and push the tempo in that sense, just seize as much as fast as possible before the Bolsheviks bastards can get to it. Strafnicki and they're arriving soon enough here for Refero. We'll have to see what he goes for, but Tank Hunter tactics is not sort of a common one, though it is actually beginning to appear with some high-ranking Soviet players. They're actually beginning to use Tank Hunter tactics. So that is an interesting development in the meta. We got a Scout Car on the way there, though, for Refero, and of course with 10% fast production going to hit just a few seconds faster, which can still make quite a difference, particularly in the early game. So we'll have to see how Refero makes an impact on Stuve against that. Stuve continues to just seize territory. I mean, again, he's extending quite aggressively. I mean, he's almost got close to half the map already, partly thanks to that Kugelwagen. So, some aggressive moves here from Stuve, from the 3rd Panzer Division folks sending out. Kugelwagen needs to get moving now for Deutschland, and there we go, we got the M31 out here for Refero, for the 12th Tank Corps. Penals is falling back, they'll probably pop into them and go on a counter-attack here. Imagine here versus Stuve going to try and put him under some severe pressure, since the Oberkommando in the early game tends to lack a counter, and of course, hence, getting a production bullet for just getting even faster, so there's even longer time there before the counter actually hits. So, clever little setup there by Refero, and there we go, it is on the move rapidly and potentially violently. Seeking out prey, seeking out targets. Another penal trooper squad there for Refero. No sign of doctrine yet for him. Fulker standing about here. Kedmov almost down there for Stuve. Scout Car there taking a slightly less efficient path. The path in there sort of acting up. But now Refero strikes for the motherland. Going straight here for the Fulkers, engaging violently. We've got the Kuban moving up on the other side. The Kuban actually ensuring he can actually get some free shots. So let's go there for Refero. He might have to disengage. Already he's close to half health there with the Scout Car. Penal trooper squad number 2 almost done. In the southeast we got Stuve here with a fresh counter attack, or fresh attack in general, since there's not much to counter attack, just pushing forwards in the south again. Even as he's pursuing here Refero in the north, and you need to support the Kugelwagen, that's the penals there, or Scout Car, that's the penals spawning. There we go, counter attacking the Kugelwagen there, baiting in Stuve perhaps here to try to strike back swiftly here. Refero is certainly proving himself to be a deft and vicious player. Fulters occupying here the central house of the German army. Fulters are falling back now, so taking heavy damage here from the penal troopers. Kuban moving up again, we got the Kedmov creeping up. Scout Car there needs to be careful. There we go, got flamethrowers up for Refero, allowing him to burn his way through Stuve's forces. In the south of the assault continues, we've got penals and Hughes moving up. He's going to need support here for the Sturm Pioneers, and Stuve does not have it. He's played off the Fulters, and it is perhaps, I think, a bit too fast, leaving the Sturm Pioneers on their own, giving Refero a chance to locally overwhelm them. So good move there by Refero. Good move up north there, point security as well. So the Soviet counterattack is pushing a bit back here. Kedmov out here for Stuve. More Fulters comes up my way for him. We shall see what he goes for next. Will it be mechanized? Will it be Battle Group Headquarters? I mean, Spec Ops would in most cases indicate mechanized. And then it looks into Puma with the Battle Group Headquarters, and then of course playing straight for the Command Panther. In some ways a rather linear strategy, with some particular big flaws, but if you can execute it well enough, your opponent can struggle with the Command Panther itself. On the other hand, if something goes off the rails, you can usually find yourself in a pretty tricky situation. So we'll have to see how Stuve executes, and there you go, Refero does go for Tank Hunter tactics. I haven't seen that one again used a lot, but I have seen it used by certain higher ranking players like Refero, though I believe also Aimstrong and Jove have been caught using it. Second Scout Car there for Refero, very interesting, very interesting. Cancel it for conscripts. I mean, he does need conscript tech to make use of the doctrine, otherwise it's not going to matter much. So there'll probably at least one conscript there, basically with the Peter's package, ensuring you can keep the penal troopers fighting versus the infantry. The conscripts then basically back up with the 3 anti-tank rifles, which is basically 2.5 penal troops squad anyways. Plus, you know, he doesn't lose that much anti-infantry firepower on it. And they get the pretty reasonable anti-tank grenade assault. And they get ambushed. Scout car there that goes down, almost wiping out the enemies as well. Nice work there by Stuve. Mechanized ended up here at his base. That'll probably be looks pretty soon. And Refero's constantly arriving there. Engineers cluster being wiped out. Kuhwagen counter-attacking. Stuve was actually able to keep it alive for quite some time. Impressive work there by Stuve. Strafniki attacking here. The Sturmpioneer is caught in a very awful position. The engineers got wiped by the Kuhwagen. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, but the reconnaissance. Yeah, well, you know, we could say we found him a path to hell. Yeah, I've right sends a report. I'm sure Sir High Command will accept that. Kuhwagens, by the way, primarily used as transport for reconnaissance troops. Usually part of, say, Panther Grenadier Battalion's units, where the infantry, sort of part of the reconnaissance battalion, were motorised. A Panzer division would usually be in half-tracks, the 250 half-tracks, basically, but, you know, for the other units, it would be Kuhwagens or Schwimmwagens. Kuhwagen, they're taken out here by the Strafniki, shot to bits. They're Stuve sadly not able to extricate it fast enough. Assault rifles on the other for Stuve's full grenadiers, increasing their firepowers valiantly versus the Marxist bastards. Fortunately, they're taking losses here at the edge of the cemetery. Conscripts moving up, and there you go. We got the anti-tank package there ready. 3 PTRSs, which is a fun fact, was ready before the ammunition were for it, so it ended up taking so much before they could actually use it. Fun fact. Engineers push back here, troops reinforcing. Mechanized regiments still being down there for Stuve. He just needs a bit of manpower. He can push out the looks like the Aufklärungspanzer. Growing points here, troops retreating, but right now Refero's gained most of the map. Stuve's initial push there, thwarted and repulsed. Troops reinforcing, medics up there for Refero. Going for the cuff on there, good move there by Stuve. You can see their Refero's forces are falling back, anti-tank conscripts are occupying the major structure in the map. And getting ready at all the windows with their PTRSs. Now, there's also the predecessor of the PTRS, the PTRD, which actually had slightly better penetration due to being a semi-automatic, or not semi-automatic, but a bolt-action anti-tank rifle, whereas the PTRS was semi-automatic and thusly had slightly less penetrative power, but of course had a much better rate of fire. Fun facts. Looks on the way, sandbags going down here, ground points in the east. Mines down there for Stuve, and the 3rd Panzer Division back here, troops reinforcing. Sandbags down there, of course, another reason to have it just a single conscript squad, even going for penal troopers. The ability to lay down sandbags is used really strong, and of course makes his penal troopers, some of the defense, much stronger as well. So, good play there by Refero, good play. Refero being a Danish player, and Stuve is from Sweden. Meaning, of course, they are eternal arch enemies. Conscript occupying the house with flamethrower units flanking of the Volksgrenadier is going to burn them out. Stuve there slightly repositioning. Penals coming in from the other side, and we got looks coming up here for Deutschland. Penals was closing the Volksgrenadiers up close, but they're taking heavy damage from their assault rifles. Conscripts coming in to deal with the looks. Grenade assault off here. Definitely dodged there by Refero. Taking actually surprised little damage from all the grenades despite how close they were. So nicely down there by Refero. Conscripts they've been pushed back by the Volksgrenadiers, meaning he can't get close to the looks right away. Take up those happening for Refero. That's likely going to be the S or T-70 to counter the looks, of course, put pressure on Stuve's infantry. There we go. Triple conscript shot there. Looks taking quite a bit of damage. Nice work there by Refero. Penals coming in, he pushing back the Volksgrenadier. There you go, successfully forced away. More hits than the looks, pushing it down to half health in fact. And taking a few pot shots to the Volksgrenadiers as well, but there you go, flanked by the Volksgrenadiers without infantry proper support there. They are in a pretty bad situation, they're going to retreat. There you go, grenade assault as well. Doing more damage to the looks here. Refero is determined to try and knock out that little terror tank, but doesn't quite get his forced retreat. There would certainly be a shame for him to lose his conscript at this stage. Point secured, T's on the way there for Refero and the 12th Tank Corps. Volksgrenadiers advancing, going to go for the house, but Refero is faster. MD-34 in there for Stuve. To contain some all of Refero's infantry, of course, perhaps keep the anti-tank conscripts a bit contained as well. Got the Volksgrenadiers moving up. Sturmgewehrs on the way. And he goes successfully forced off back here. Point being secured down here. Reinforcement healing. And Thyssen arrives there for Refero. That's for Stuve. He's going for double looks. He might regret that here versus the T-70. He's going to need a Puma to deal with that. But I imagine he's going to find out about the T-70 soon enough. Since the looks does have plenty of build time, that does give him more time to, you know, reflect on the situation on the battlefield once the T-70 hits. Okay, enough for that, and there you go, cancels it. That's going to be a Puma instead here for Stuve. He might have figured, you know, he actually had enough time to go for second looks, but with the T-70 out, that's obviously been knocked out of his head. Conch goes back in the house, then out of the house. Make up your mind, Dimitri. What are you, a damn cat? In or out? I'm your sergeant. Stop telling me what to do. And I like cats. Puma on the way there for Stuve. T-70 going in there, aggressively shredding shrubbery in case it hides fascists. Flame from the Stuve Pioneers. Fulton is being pushed back here though. Heavy assault rifle fire proves to be a solid obstacle for any infantry. Sandbags down here. Defed full current at the centre. Looks hanging back. T-70 roaming out. Noting here, I mean, Stuve could consider Panther and the Stuve Pioneers to help deal with the light vehicles as well. And there you go. Bit of rear fire there and the T-70 from the looks. A few more hits then. He's pushing for the fuel, but hit a mine there. Refero's been busy. Refero's been busy. He's going to western points, digging in with sandbags as well. Very good. And we got the 234-2 out here for Stuve. Going for the calf point. Very aggressive harassment there for Stuve. Very nice to see. Looks to support the Fulton there, and they definitely need it because they're already low on health and actually forced back. Stuve Pioneers versus Stravnicki. Penal troopers clearly aren't very intimidated by the looks here. They're showing no signs of fear. We got the Puma up here though for Stuve. The Kednev hanging back. T-70 sitting up, and we got the looks in here behind there, getting into the T-70, getting off a few good hits. Puma moving up, and Puma moving back. Back here, reinforcement going for Stuve. Going for repair pioneers up with the support there, very good. Victory points wise, Refero right now got a lead over Stuve, and Stuve definitely needs to do something about that. You should also probably consider some mines in there. And you see that Refero is actually checked back for the support company and is going for a field gun to support here versus the armoured enemy vehicles. Meaning it's obviously not just going to rely solely on anti-tank conscripts for dealing with the German armour. Stuve popping some flares, probably trying to figure out what Refero is up to. And also conducting some aggressive patrolling with this Puma. Do you say anything, Heinz? No, Heinz, that's the third time you asked this question. I'm not seeing anything except fields and trees. Grabbing the fuel point. Puma spotting there some troops before falling hastily back. Mine being led up to cover the flank. Very good, very good. And we got a mine here at the base entrance as well, in case Stuve gets bold with his looks and might try and pursue him with the Puma into the enemy base. Car being shadowed there by the T-70 got the looks to the rescue. Well, rescue, but at least it sort of keeps the T-70 a bit back, probably because there might be a Puma following up on the looks. But Stuve here gaining a lot of territory, is now getting back map control here from Refero and the 12th tank corner. There you go, Puma versus T-70, Puma misses. T-70 in the hand does not, and there you go, good hit on the looks by the field gun. Of course also signals to Stuve there's a field gun about, which is going to force him to fall back overall. Until he can bring up something to help deal with that. Or at least launch a bigger assault that involves a flanking force, but Refero's keeping that flank covered as well. So good work there by Refero. To be going for a second MG-34 and calling in more flares. You should be careful about not calling in too many flares too fast. He might also want to use some of the munitions for other things like mines. And there you go. Conscripts basically acting as bait for the machine gun, allowing the Pumas to flank up against the machine gun, and Stuve is going to have to quickly evacuate the shed, or small house. Cottage, out of the way, big hole blown into it. Making good progress in the west though, but he is losing the east, and his centre is also looking a lot more vulnerable now. We got a tracker out there for Stuve. Likely going to be the battle group headquarters if you're sort of going to stick to how the most uppermost players sort of tend to play this. Rather than pushing for the spare punch scores and rushing out medium arm as fast as possible, again he's going to go for the battle group headquarters and medics, and then he's going to try and just stall for a command Panther. Refero should probably try and take up some medium arm as soon as possible versus Stuve. Stuve Pioneers are dealing with the penal troopers up close and furious. Refero begin to bring up the maximum zone to help contain some of all the Stuve's infantry, make it half and push ahead. Very good. Very good. So, I do think Refero would benefit a bunch from a mortar to just help, you know, suppress some of Stuve's positions, you know, either by smoking and just bombarding machine guns and forcing them away. That I think would be quite helpful there for Refero. We got machine gun fire, we got rocket fire there. Constantly holding up, or focusing on the flank, and there you go, Puma going for the T when he gets a good hit in the use, charging at the full grenadiers. Instead firing the flame for the Puma, which is definitely a lot less efficient. And there you go, Puma misses the T-70. But there you go, engineers are being shredded out in the open, they're taking too much fire, and there you go, full wipe down the Refero's engineers, costing him the flamethrower as well. Nice work there for Stuve, and there you go, Puma's flank out, and decides to charge off the machine gun, and gets a wipe, considerable loss there for Stuve. Stealing the machine gun there for the motherland. I mean, liberating it, yes. Claim these for Comrade Stalin! Puma moving in there, flanking up with the Puma very aggressively. Looks moving from the other side. Not bad, not bad. Could get the T-70 hit, could get the T-70. Pop smoke. Oh, he gives the T-70 chance to get away. Bit of a mistake, the possible Stuve, or maybe a misclick or something else happened. Hard to say. Either way, the T-70 lives to fight another day. Rubbish like there for Stuve. Maximum field gun covering up in these sides. All of this is happening. Those Stuve strikes. Good management of the field at large by Stuve there. Looks sneaking up there. Needs to be careful with it. He also needs some repairs on it. T-70 being pushed back. With full grenadiers being rushed off. Back here, troops reinforcing. Still no medics yet here for Stuve. He got some flares off again. He's certainly fond of those flares. He's very fond of them. And he's going to seek the looks into the enemy base, but it's not even fully repaired. And most importantly, he's not considering the possibility of mine. And there you go. Lux hits the mine and gets knocked out by the T-7. And that was definitely, I think, Stuve there getting rather greedy. And obviously, they'd been able to pull off something that had been great, but he just apparently never considered what would happen to them in mind, because again, it could be in a Refero anticipated exactly that sort of move. People moving about in the west here for Stuve. Medics on the way there for Stuve as well, and the 3rd Panzer Division. Back here, Penal Troopers on the move there, patrolling, searching. Stuve still maintains, I think, most of the map, but Refero's definitely doing his best to challenge it. Stuve is 2 command points off here from a command Panther. He's almost got the fuel, and he's also close to having the manpower necessary for it. As for Refero, he's still not taking up, despite having upset the fuel for actually doing it for quite some time, pushing out T-3476 reasonably fast versus Stuve. I do feel like that's a bit of an oversight. Of course, there might be reasons for it here from Refero not to do so. But I do think, oh, there we go, Mechanized Armor Company on the way, in which case he can soon go for T-34. He could also push for Initiative 5, he's worried about that Command Panther. Stuve here, potentially delaying his Command Panther by going for another Lux. I mean, at the almost 20-minute mark, a Lux at this stage just does not make a lot of sense. I mean, not unless it's already got a ton of veterancy. Which is obviously not going to be the case for Stuve, so the Lux here just feels like a weird choice for him. Doesn't really benefit him a ton. And of course, does potentially have the risk of delaying the Command Panther. It depends on how quickly then gains the remaining 2 command points, obviously. But it could have some repercussions. They would have to see, though, how much damage the Lux does. I mean, if you can get it, you know, some good experience and kills in, sure, no problem long term. But if he ends up losing it pretty quickly, it's just going to be an absolutely horrid choice there. And I mean, with all the stuff Refero's got on the field, there's a high likelihood the Lux does not live very long. He's just got no veterans at all. Puma creeps up there for a pot shot at the T-74, falling back, to try and grab the centre victory point, but there's too much resistance here from Refero and the 12th Tank Corps. Needs to push here though is encountered here by the Max, needs to flank in and deal with it. We've got minesweepers up there for Stuve to deal with any mines here from Refero. In the centre movement going on, we got the conscripts sneaking about. There you go, maximum pulp. We got penal troops here to the rescue for Refero. And they are veteran to already, putting some heavy pressure on the Stuve's penal Sturm pioneers, who of course still haven't been able to put away the minesweepers. So basically it's just to point and go, pew pew pew, please drop dead Marxists, pew pew pew, if you'd be so kind. And there you go, looks went down in a matter of seconds. I mean, at this stage again, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. That's honestly a waste, I think, there, but Stu would just go for the looks. Another field gun there for Refero is clearly, I think, at this stage figured out that Stu's going to go for a command Panther, at which stage another field gun should be helpful. Mine side shots going, oh, he blew up his own penal troopers. Oh, Refero, you blew them up yourself. Bit of a loss there for Refero. Puma going for the T-70, field guns nearby, engineers as well. Puma misses almost point blank. I see it there, aim shot. But the T-70 so far doing more damage to the Puma than the Puma is to the T-70, which is a bit unfortunate for Stu. Misses there as he checks ground. Pop smoke, he really wants that T-70 dead. We got troops from the north. And he just decides to fall back with the Puma rather than continue here. He's got the command point, he's got the fuel, he just needs the manpower for the command Panther. T-70 getting veteran feet and the ace level at that stage. This is going to be a real problem there for Stu's infantry, and that's going to be a really lethal T-70. Briefly considering the SU-5 as well here, Refero, but decided against it instead go for more infantry first. Looks like he's feeling confident in his penal troopers, oh no, field guns, and anti-tank conscripts to stall best anything until he can bring out something, or would rather prioritize just having more infantry to fight Stu's troops. I mean, in that sense, you could just, go for the middle option and go for a T-34-76, which works quite well versus infantry. And of course also armor at the same time, as long as he flanks with it. There you go, another penal troop squad up for Refero. Bombarding it, trying to cast the Raketen Werfer maximum setting up, so they're already flanked here, but the Volk's going to use a quick one-hand grenade with another squad flanking up behind. Forcing Refero's maximally pushed back, T-70 being repaired here. Prioritizing them. And here we got Volks finding the penal troopers a rather one-sided engagement. The Volks were able to push away the maximum there, but also the penal troopers just are too strong. Oh, might get the machine gun back here. Ja, we did it! We killed Sebastian! Oh, scheiße! That's a Maschinengewehr. And can't get it. Pretty lucky there for Refero. Puma on the patrol. Veteran T2. There you go, catching the T-70 again. Can he finish it off this time? Can he finish it off? He got field guns, engineers as well. And there you go, pop smoke and pulls back. Then you got the anti-tank conscripts. They're just ooh-rahing in. Stuve though continues to suffer quite manpower bleed. He's got 5 Volks in the squad on the Sturm as well. I mean, he's suffering heavy manpower bleed versus all these penal troopers plus the T-70, which honestly makes a command Panther a lot more difficult to go for. In that sense, Stuve might be better off just taking out and going for the Belgrade headquarters, trying to push for a fast Panther 4, maybe some Obersoldaten. So that way, try and change things up there in terms of manpower, so we could actually more easily save up for it, because right now he's just bleeding manpower, which makes it very difficult for him to save up, for 560 manpower. So that's quite a challenge here for Stuve. Refero doesn't quite have the same. And he actually goes for the Katyusha here. I mean, I'm not entirely sure that's going to be the best solution. I mean, there are some support weapons and some infantry, but Stuve I don't think is going to be a particularly vulnerable target to the Katyusha. Filter's moving up the eastern side here for Stuve. Puma continues its lonesome patrol. Back here healing the reinforcement there for Stuve and the Dritte Panzerdivision. Pitch is almost on there for Refero, and Puma is sniping away a few hits. Going for that instant fuel. Points to, I think, still overall maintains superior map control here to Refero. Though Refero certainly not letting Stuve have it easy. I mean, Stuve's forces are certainly smaller here than Refero. Partly because nice just floating resources he tries to build up for it. Of course, a part of it is as well. Refero's just fighting back really efficiently. And there you go, Katyusha rocket launch out for Refero. Ground points there, very good harassment there by Stuve. Trap on the way for Stuve as well. No, cancels it. Looks like he was briefly considering it might have been misclicked all the way, though he's not far away from the command Panther, so he'd probably best wait until he has it out, then consider taking out. And there you go, Katyusha barrels here up close and ugly. Sandbags end up saying most of one folk's gonna need the rest to get utterly obliterated by the rockets alongside the sandbags. And there we go. More or less at the 26-minute mark, Stuve is finally able to call in the command Panther here. 3 command points later. So there you go, some heavy armor there that could give Refero a bit of a harder time if Stuve uses command Panther correctly. Sturm has been against the Strafniki, pushed back though. Marshall was still not put away. We're going for the flank. Panther shoots in as well there. Both misses the T-70. Or both miss the T-70. Leaving it a bit stuck out. There we go. Field gun shoots. Shot goes off there. Does not miss the... or hit the Panther. And the West Puma here supporting the Fulton squad. But it is not looking good there for Stuve. It is not looking good. Field gun something in the Panther. 1 penetrating hit on the frontal armor. Back here healing reinforcement for Stuve. Panther charging in. He needs to pick up. There's still field guns nearby, and there's not a lot of infantry support right away. Needs that Panther repaired, and now Refero's overall just an offensive thing across most of the map. A wide push here. Comes with the triangle flank in, getting snapped over the Panther, taking losses. Machine gun also doing what he can here to hold them down. There you go. Field guns getting the Panther from the front. A few shots penetrate, 1 bounces. Forcing Stuve's Panther further away from the front line and further towards the repair pioneers. Puma continues to fight a lonesome fight here in the west without any infantry support. Certainly quite a task there for it. And there he goes. Assaulting the penal troopers. Mines was also finally put away. And there you go, closer than personal. The penal troopers there will be simply overwhelmed by the sheer firepower of the assault rifles. But there you go. T-10 to the rescue here. Currently retreating across, put into person and Stuve. Gonna need the Puma over here to support, but that of course means the west side is now open up there to Refero. There we go. Eventually 3 on the Puma, increasing its damage overall, which is of course pretty good, though less good is the SIS-3 waiting for the Puma. And they're going to tank country moving in there. Ura! Aru! Oh no, Dimitri, it's the other way around. It's Ura, not Aru. Don't worry, it happens to all. Mostly though after a few bottles of vodka. Fulton against Indonesia in the east, got points being secured. Aggressive posture here from both those. Refero beginning to establish more of a centre here, an anchored position if you will around the centre victory point. Whereas Stuve does not quite have that. He's much more looser there. And how his forces sort of position around the field and utilised. Refero could easily go for T-34-6, you also go for the HD-5, which was the command Panther, would not be a bad idea. Puma sending out command Panther rolling out, we got Mines here carrying the flank. More flares off from Stuve though. He certainly loves those flares. He certainly loves those. Shots being opened up here, Panther falling a bit back. You got the Puma going in here. Goes to the Katyusha. Oh, shot missed. And there you go. Gets the Katyusha that's only abandoned still. He gains eventually 4. Shot missed again. Command Panther being hit there. Shot misses. Panther falls back. Some bad luck there. 3rd shot miss at this stage. It kind of looks out of range there for Stuve's arm. And there you go. Panther takes out. He's trying to go for it again. Oh, good ref. Oh, and he hits a mine. Stuve, they got too obsessed with the Katyusha. and ended up throwing away his command Panther. Really bad call there by Stuve. I can understand why he wants to get use of silence, but I mean, it kind of sort of pushing head on into double field guns is really unwise, and also neglects the possibility of mines, which of course is a real double whammy of a bad situation there for any tank. So now Stuve's going to have to go for another command Panther, meaning again he can't afford a lot of losses, meaning he's going to be losing a lot of ground, most likely as a Refero. Meaning Refero's going to be able to pull a hit and resource again, and that's kind of the issue with relying on stuff like the command Panther for too long. They're quite expensive, that means putting economy on hold for quite some time, which basically means giving up on an advantage. So right now, Stuve is behind, and he's essentially forced him to give his opponent another advantage. But there you go, for some reason Refero there misclicked or whatever happened. CoH2 taken out. Pimps being pushed back by Fultz Grenadiers. And a T-5476 on the way there for Refero. And the 12th Tank Corps finally bringing up some armour of the more medium kind. Very nice to see. Lance up east there with Stuve's forces.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Got the Puma on the patrol here. Eventually 4 flanking the MG-34 CoH machine. They're quickly making short work of the gunner. But there you go, field guns to the rescue. Ooh, 9 kills and almost virtually 5. Least victory point being hit. Focuses on the defense there. I mean, this is the sort of situation that actually benefit, I think, a bunch from having a light infantry going out there. Just brought some spoke strings here and there versus Refero. But again, the obsession with the command Panther really just put so much in his economy on hold. And there you go, Fultz scored white by the T-70. Caught laying down sandbags, which is actually easier to hit than they already are against the veteran 3 T-70. Got the Stuve Panther 84. That's pretty good here for Stuve. Got the Puma moving in. We got the T-54 grenade assault that goes way too far. Panther and the T-54-76 fails to make much of an impact. T-70 there pushing back the Stuve Pioneers. Puma moving up to cover up just a bit in the centre here. We got the Fultz and the assault here flanking up behind the machine gun and the field gun. We get the field gun. That'd be pretty great for Stuve. We could at least just salvage it. That would help him just towards anything really. There we go. T-70 swooping in like a hawk. And a T-54 like an eagle of crude steel. There we go. Command Panther number 2 out here for Stuve, for the German army. Back here, reinforcement for Stuve. Got the Command Panther rolling out. No munitions for the pinlock machine to help us the infantry. And there you go, folks. They're trying to Panther fast again. They do succeed, but the casualties and the price they pay for it is very high. And there's a high likely he loses the maybe not. There we go. Does not lose the full squad. The Kapumi got the Command Panther going in for the T-54-76 field guns occupying the centre. Or back at base. Command Panther missed the T-54 there. Bit awkward. We got the conscripts moving up. Puma is not supporting. Another hit in the T-54-76. But ultimately, Stuve is forced to pull back the Command Panther there. Back here, healing reinforcement for Stuve. Puma need repairs. And Stuve, Refero is trying for the centre victory point. A northern cut-off point, I mean, centre victory point. It's connected to it, I guess, but that's not really what he's striking for. CoH2 on the way there for Refero, so he's going for second. We'll hope for this one does not get discarded in a most peculiar manner. Lots of mines here. Refero's got a ton of munitions, so he's just using to make it harder for Stuve to push ahead and rush his points. Very good, very good. Now the grenades are sold here from Stuve, and definitely dodged there by Refero. His penal troopers. In the centre, penal troopers with maximum support. They're holding things off. We got the Command Panther move here. CoH2 almost done there. CoH2 almost done here for Refero. And the 12th Tank Corps, Panther falling back. Stuve Pioneers also need to get away. They are very low on health. Certainly quickly suffering losses at this stage if they kept on fighting. Command Panther sweeping in, but getting flanked with assist 3. Very good work there by Refero. In the west of it, got a machine gun covering up the victory point there. Nice work by Stuve. Stuve's forces right now certainly looking a bit smaller compared to Refero's mighty army. Come on, Panther running about. And there you go. Gets second Katyusha. Looks like Refero's getting a bit sloppy with the Katyushas. Or there's something else going on. Either way, that's the second Katyusha there that Stuve pretty much able to take out easily because Refero more or less handed it to Stuve on a silver platter. Got the Puma flanking up here, but there's closer mines. Managed to avoid them, but he's taking a lot of fire there from all the field guns. And the T7, there you go. Another hit there, virtually 5 aim shot here in the T70. Panther not moving in this time around. Panther almost taken out. They cannot wipe it up because they're mine. Oh! And a mine there, taking up for the Puma almost here. Sliver of health left. Sliver of health left. Can the Puma be salvaged here by Stuve? Machine gun wiped out. Looking pretty rough there for Stuve. Looking pretty rough. And there you go. Got the T-54 going here for the Puma. Going for it. Come on, Panther moving in. Needs to be careful because there's a chance here that basically Refero just rams the Command Panther and calls in a anti-tank bombing run. And he's basically allowing the Panther to be within ramming range because he then sort of gets rammed and hit with the anti-tank bombing run. That's going to be under that Panther too. They say any anti-tanks. There you go, ramming it. And calling it in. Calling it in. That's going to be it. And down that goes. Stuve's Command Panther's gone. It's down to just a few infantry squads with this. I would say Refero has won the match. And there you go. Game over. Game over. A loss for Stuve. A victory for Refero and the Red Army. And Tank Hunter Tactics. Not really doctrine we see a lot. But again, you probably can see that it can certainly have a nice effect on the battlefield. Some good use of his troops. And some good use of his vehicles and armor as well. I think the overall issue for Stuve was just... I think he popped too many flares without really using his munition for anything else. The Command Panther play, I think, was also just too restrictive in terms of the economy and really just gave Refero plenty of time to get back versus Stuve, who also had just too many full grenadiers, which allowed him to be bled out more easily. Should have gone either for more artillery, or he should have had, faster tech for a punted quarters and then pushed out some armor and some orbitals done that way. Either way, his force composition ultimately, I think, betrayed Stuve and allowed Refero just to wear him down. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Also, a big thanks to Gang, if I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, for donating and support the Propagandacast. Big thanks to you. And a big thanks to Andrew for pledging on Patreon, support the Propagandacast that way as well. Remember, you too can support the Propagandacast and allow me to keep doing all this day after day. Links in the video description. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. You're all a wonderful audience. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Bye.